Hi everyone, my name is Nakia Shade, and I'm the author, artist, and voice actress of Song of Wata. And Song of Wata season 1 is coming to a close this year. And so if you haven't watched Song of Wata yet, or listened to it rather, you can go on my YouTube channel. I am Nakia Shade and listen to episodes or chapters rather 1 through 8. It's available. It's geared towards adults, older teens. It's made for women, and so it's something that you can enjoy in this like kind of cold, cozy weather, or you can enjoy doing pretty much anything. It's made for those that love like magical realism and that enjoy dramas. And so it's a great watch for that. If you don't know me, I'll tell you a little bit more about who I am, just so you know. My name is Nakia Shade, and I'm an America's Next Great Author semi-finalist 2022. A Dark Horse Comics author, artist, and writer and an illustrator and like storyboard artist. And I'm the owner of Masala Studios Incorporated, which is an Oregon-based, Washington County-based, Beaverton-based indie studio that creates and produces creative products such as the Song of Wata um, audiobook drama, as well as this comic, which I worked on before Dark Horse Comics and PGE. So this is one of the comics that I created for them. And then I also create other sort of products like brochures and pamphlets and flyers for nonprofits, community-based organizations, and small businesses, government organizations, corporate organizations. So I do a lot of the writing and the illustrating and the art for those, and creative directing for those sort of projects as well. And also creative services. I'll mention that. So creative services are like creating these sort of marketing collateral for different brands, different organizations, locally and nationally and internationally. And then I have other products. I have another brand called the Cold Storytellers Collective. And so with that one, I teach paper collage classes in uh, local community-based organizations. This is one of my kits that I create. It is the lighting's really bad. I'm trying to get the lighting right. It's called a cut and create paper collage kit. It's appropriate for K through elders. It's a perfect gift. Holidays are coming up. It's a perfect gift for anyone in your life that loves to make collage, that loves to create. I have base kits that come with basic materials like paper, this wonderful 11 by 12 panel, actually 11 by 14 panel, and all the cool embellishments that you would need to create a collage: washi tape, origami paper, acrylic markers, embellishments, fabric, magazines, photos. This is a perfect gift for anyone, and it is super accessible. It's neurodivergent friendly. It is ADA accessible. It does not contain latex. As far as I'm aware, with like the washi tapes and things like that, I'm almost positive they don't have latex. But there's no latex glue in here, and there's no scissors. So if you have mobility issues or you don't have hands, you can still create a collage with other sorts of materials that you like to create collage. How do you want to position the paper on the canvas? I have a winter class coming up, and I'm still getting things sorted out with the venue, so I'll let you know when that comes up. But if you're interested in knowing more about that, I will drop this in the chat. Uh, you can actually just use this link. That'll take you there. And then I also have an online version of classes that I am starting on school. It is not ready yet, but if you're interested in wanting to be on that list, you can also check out that link that I just put in the chat, and you can sign up, and then I'll know based on that if you're interested. The other thing I wanted to mention is I have my collage, paper collage Song of Wata greeting cards. So if you don't know what those are, they are cards that I have quite a few here. They are cards that are from my audiobook drama, Song of Wata. So they come in this 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, and this is all paper collage art that I've created um, for my drama, Song of Wata. And if you look behind me, I will try to tilt the screen just a bit here. You'll see I have quite a few designs available. For purchase, if you go to my, I'll drop a link in my pay store where you can purchase them from there, and you can also purchase them from Bold Copy and Books in Portland, Oregon. And so this is all paper collages for Song of Wata. It's my audiobook drama on YouTube, and these are perfect gifts. They make excellent like prayer cards, wish cards, greeting cards, affirmation cards. This glare is really bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Almost, but not quite. Ah, it's so bad. Actually, I think it's this one that's causing the glare. Hold on. Technical difficulties with my setup today. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, that's way better. Wow. My gosh. Okay. These make great greeting cards, prayer cards, wish cards, affirmation cards, manifestation cards. I've had women purchase these for me for gifts for like family and nieces and nephews, for grandkids, for friends, for coworkers. Um, these are great if you have like an altar and you want to like write your manifestations or prayers on them. On the back of each of them is a snippet of like the story. So you get a little bit about the story from the first act. And then there's a QR code that takes you to where you can sign up for like freebies on my school community. If you don't know what my school community is, it's called Nakia Shade's Masala Dramas. It formerly was called Nakia Shade's Constellations, but I realized that wasn't very clear on what it was about. And so now it is called Nakia Shade's Masala Dramas. And so with that, you receive freebies such as coloring pages every month. Let me try to find the one that's available. Actually, November is ending, so December's coloring page will be launching this week. But you, as in the free tier, you receive monthly coloring pages, and then on the paid tier, that is the tier you can send me PR, brand stuff. If you want me to review things from your brand, like if you are like a Muslim-owned business, or if you're a woman-owned business and you have like home decor or jewelry or wigs or fashion or any of those kind of things, you can send that to me on the paid tier, and then I will see if it's a good fit for the Nakia Shade brand. Because with the Nakia Shade brand, it's really all about like feminine and bright colors and this sort of like stylish, chic look that's like big and just very like elegant. And so I'm really big on that kind of stuff. So yeah, the second tier, the paid tier, you can send me those sort of like info, and then I will get back to you. So I'll just quickly finish this up, and then we'll go on to the color and chill portion of this. I really like these cards because on the inside, I think I mentioned this, they're blank on the inside. And the paper quality is very good. I've had greeting cards in the past where the paper is very thin. This is not that case. This is a very nice matte finish paper that you can write on the inside, and everything will look good. I actually kind of wrote stuff on the inside of this one, so I won't show you that one. But I have this other one from this one. Let me see here. And then it's like this. I mean, so it's blank. So it's good quality paper. Again, I'll drop my PayHip link, and you also purchase these at Bold Copy and Books um, in Portland, Oregon. So let's see. And then Bold Coffee and Books in Portland, Oregon. Yep. Okay. Um, that was the main thing I wanted to share, getting those out of the way. I do have a Black Friday code called Nakia 20 uh for the PayHip store, and that's 20% off of five or more. So you can like check that out. I believe actually my PayHip store says they're all out of stock because they are. So I'll actually be purchasing more greeting cards for the rest of the winter season. So if it's out of stock, don't worry. I'll be back in stock pretty soon. These sell out pretty quickly for me, especially like I buy them in the beginning of the year and then they just sell out throughout the year because I'm always selling them at like vending events or at other kind of vending events, markets. Um, and so they do sell out. So if you're still interested in that on my PayHip store, don't worry about it. I will have some more in stock later. And so now that I have gotten that out of the way, I'll get to the color and chill. And then I'll bring up that you can also, if you want to join me, you can. Let me see here. Remember, this is the November coloring page. And you can grab that off of the Nakia Shade's Masala dramas on school. So if you want to join me coloring this month's coloring page, you totally can. I would love that. I'm using Procreate and digital brushes, but you can color this traditionally. You can color this with traditional digital method. It's really up to you. It's up to you. Like I want to see them all. And if you want to tag me at I am Nakia Shade on Instagram or on YouTube in my community space on YouTube, you can do that too. Or you can tag me in the school community also. So if you want to join me, I'll give you guys a few minutes. I'm finish my tea a little bit, and then we will get started. And I'll also chat about why I write solo fiction dramas, because I would love to tell y'all more about like what I do and like why I write the way I write, and more about like me and just like how my brand works. Um, I feel like that would allow like way more people to like really learn more about like me and like what I do and why I've how really I've gone from starting out as a fanfic writer to an American Next Grade author, semi-finalist, and then to a Dark Horse Comics author and artist. So I would love to like kind of share that story a bit more because I feel like I don't share it enough. And if I do, then more people will know more about me and especially like the type of people that I want to um, like to gravitate towards my work. It's really important that these kind of women find the stuff that I do because I think if I don't share it, then nobody will really know about it. And so, one of like, I guess, a couple of like the core values about my brand with Nakia Shade is that we are it's like a very creative brand. So you get all types of stories from me about different types of like mythological creatures and fantasy and folk tales and cultural like ideas based on my mixed culture, which is South Asian and African American. And so like you get a lot of there's tons of stories from those cultures. And then you also get like some of my like religious perspectives in there too, which I think is like interesting as well. And another thing is like I write to tell like truths, even if it's in a fictional way. I will always tell you guys like the truth and like how things are. And I want y'all to uh walk away with something that like changes your perspective on things, but then also um gives you a better understanding of how things like maybe how things work in a lot of ways, or just how you can navigate certain environments or certain types of people, because I come from a background of like um, a lot of challenges and um, issues and things that I've overcome through different methods. And I think a lot of bibliotherapy, which is therapy with books, as a really big help for me. And so I feel like if I can create fiction that supports like the growth of another woman to get out of like, a situation she's in, or where she is struggling with her self love and her self worth and her self care, and she's not treating herself like a prize, and she's like getting walked over, taken advantage of, or she finds that she's in these spaces, but she's still not exactly where she needs to be. She's not being treated the way she should be treated. Then I want to make fiction about that. Yes, don't mind the clip thing. It's a clothespin. Ew, got in my tea. It's a clothespin just to keep my tea bag up. I'm drinking lavender ginger tea. That's pretty good. I love lavender. Um, and so like I really enjoy writing fiction with truth, and I think that the best writers do that. And I was told by New York Times bestselling authors like the book doctors that my specificity and like who I am is why they chose me out of 3,000 people to be the top 100. So I'm like in the 3% of writers in America that have won that award. The 3%, that's pretty small. So I'm telling you what I was told and why I was picked out of 3,000 people to be in the 3 percentile of authors in America is who you are is very important. And your lived experiences, nobody else has. And even if you grow up with tons of people, you have tons of friends, you live in the same place, nobody has your perspective. And so being able to write from that perspective, and ground your fiction and characters, a setting, and your lived experience is very important. That doesn't mean you can't adapt, adopt, and create new identities out of from there. It just means start with what you know and then work your way out. And that's another thing with my fiction is I actively encourage women to take on a better identity that is like for what they want to become. Like that's what I do. I changed my personal identity many times. The way I dress, the way I look, the way I talk, how the type of people that I interact with, the type of environment that I'm in, the type of friends I associate with, all that's changed over like last 20 years or so. And so because I wanted something different, I know the kind of lifestyle that I want, and I know the people that I want to be around and how I want to be treated. And so for me, it was very important to figure out, okay, how do I change my lifestyle? How do I change, who I am, so that I get more of what I want in life? And I think um, there's been so many instances where I felt like, oh, well, people aren't going to like me, and oh, people aren't going to, you know, they're not going to want me to, um, they're not going to want me around because I don't have the same perspective or the same, like, thing that they do or whatever. And I just had to, like, come to grips with myself that none of that matters. if people want me in their life, they're gonna have to earn it, and they're gonna have to show me why they deserve a spot in my life. Because my life is very curated for my peace and for my well-being, and I don't play with that kind of stuff lightly. So I find that if you're the type of woman that's like really struggling with figuring out the best way to like prioritize that in your life, then you need to be more assertive in your boundaries. I also wanted to share, I did finish this other coloring page. This is what it looks like. This is Niambe Bar. This is also Niambe Bar. This is Niambe. She is the one of the main sisters, one of the main characters in Song of Wata. And so this is the coloring page that we were coloring last stream. If you didn't catch that stream, you can still catch it on my YouTube, my Facebook. It's actually new on Facebook. And on my LinkedIn, you can catch it there. And also on my Twitch, you can catch it there as well. And so, again, I'm very much new to streaming on Twitch. I've been wanting to stream on Twitch forever, and I finally got StreamYard. So I'm so happy for that because now I can do so much more with like less stress trying to create this platform. But now I got it, so yay! But yeah, I also posted an image, the final image rather, on my YouTube community. So you can go on there if you haven't already to check that out. Um, and I just want to make sure that I know. Oh, okay. It's saying that there's somebody watching in my other thing, but I'm not. I'm just there. No one's in there. Okay. Yeah. So you can check this out on my YouTube, and then it also the final image will be in my school community as well. Okay, so now I'm talking. Well, I'll still talk, but I'm gonna draw also. I'm gonna draw and I'm gonna talk. I think this is the original coloring page, if I'm not mistaken, but it's okay. So this coloring page is about Niambe's mermaid form. I'm not gonna spoil Sela's form because we're not there yet, and also it's a bit too early to show her form. And so I'm gonna just color Niambe tonight so that y'all can appreciate her form. You did get to, if you were watching um, the last episode, I did reveal her form. I did reveal her form. I revealed her form. Um, Cumulus brush is nice, but I need just like a basic brush. Yeah, that's better. I did reveal her Mami Wata form last chapter for Niambe. So it's there. If you've watched it, fantastic. If you haven't, no worries. You could chat, draw, and watch the episode with me all the same time. So tonight's topic is about why I write a solid fiction dramas. And I was mentioning that a little bit, that I like to infuse truth into fiction. I like to say I like to make stories up. I love to make up stories. I love to create because it gives me a lot of comfort. It's where I started with a lot of like personal development and like who I am. And I just enjoy creating things that I know people will appreciate. Um, I also find getting all these likes on Instagram. Oh, maybe I should like announce on Instagram that I'm live. That's okay. Um, I really enjoy just creating stuff. What I like about this brand that I'm creating, Nakia Shade, Masala dramas, Masala fiction dramas, rather, is that I'm really just having fun. Yeah, there's like other aspects to it, such as like my funding goal for season 2, which you can donate or not donate, but you can invest in it through Cash App. You can send um, amounts that are like, $1 or $2 or what have you. It's all appreciated. Um, whatever you can afford. And all of that goes back into sound effects. Um, more programs that I can use to animate with, as well as possibly, maybe, hiring a male voice actor to do the male's parts. That would be fun. But if you're not liking the videos, if you haven't followed me, subscribed, liked, or watched, please do so right now. That helps me out a lot. It lets the algorithms know that I'm live. It lets other women who want Masala fiction dramas that see them, whether they're neurodivergent or sapphic, Muslim, mixed, whether you live the soft life, whether you own a business, whether you're a mom, whether you're in college, whether you're newly married, or you deal with chronic illnesses, or you have disability, you are welcome in Nakia Shade's Drama. Because I have experiences that I've lived and I've met other women and I understand. And in my dramas, all those types of women are the heroes. All those types of women get the soft life. All those types of women get treated, worshipped like queens, like goddesses. And all those types of women are appreciated. And so they may start out with not knowing their self worth or having a high self love, but their journey of my dramas is that they do know their self love and they know their self worth, and they are in environments that worship, appreciate, uplift, invest, and allow them to be taken care of and be soft. Because I've also come from that kind of background and mindset where I've had to like struggle to be appreciated or be seen or be accepted. And it's like, I don't do that anymore. And so that's why I have certain archetypes that I create, like Niambe. She's definitely the type of woman that like builds other people up. Like she builds her husband up, so he becomes really successful. He gets more money. He gets higher status in Carrie Cascadia, and then he leaves her for another woman who has a higher perceived status than Niambe, even though she has a pretty high status as a family, the founding family of Carrie. But he wants a woman that has more status in politics beyond Cascadia, like within oil. He wants an oil woman. And so that's the kind of woman that he ends up marrying, even though he's still married to her when he pursues this chick, by the way. Okay, I'm going to use this as an alpha lock, and I'm going to put this underneath. I'm also going to put this on normal, but then I'm going to also like either screen or multiply it, I guess. I don't know how I feel about it. That's better. Okay. And so, like, now I'm going to go in and, yeah, I'm going to start this coloring process. Again, I'm going to use a white color to fill this in, and I might even use a more yellowy color. That's more yellow even than that one. And keep in mind, it is on multiply, so this is going to be a little darker, a little lighter. I'm going to clip it, and then we're going to start coloring. And this is the reference image that I'm using for Niambe's hair, because like I mentioned before, girls' hair changes whenever I feel like it. It's all about like emotions and feelings. And so, and the reason I write Masala dramas and Masala fiction dramas is I love the genre in Bollywood. Like I'm sure if y'all watch Bollywood movies, any kind of Asian dramas, we reuse the same plot over and over and over again. You could watch 6 movies with the exact same plot, but it all ends a little different. They have different characters, but you know what? People will still watch those movies, even if they're like, "Oh, this is the same plot." They don't care because it's good. It's not like American movies where you always think of the next best plot. We could rate the same plot, you would still watch it because it's interesting, because the delivery is interesting, because the concept interesting, maybe because like the actors are different. And in my case, voice actors, it's just me right now, but having the right voice actors to do the right lines and stuff, I mean, all that stuff influences like your decision and desire to watch it. Maybe you just want to watch like a fantasy or listen to a fantasy audio drama about 2 mermaid sisters. You don't want romance. Because I don't really write about romance. I really don't. I really enjoy writing about power dynamics with men that like women a lot and who value them in environments and in societies and in places where they're usually not valued and they're seen as less than, or they just don't have that kind of love or appreciation or value, received or otherwise. And so I just really like writing that kind of stuff. And if you've ever read like my older fanfics, which I don't really share them too much because I think the cadence and the dramas, it's not the exact same as I would like it to be as what I'm writing now. I like what I'm writing now more than the fanfics, but I used to write fanfics that weren't really about love. It was just about like the character study with like the characters and like how the female characters become stronger and become better and get the life that they want and the money and like you know grow into becoming more empowered and stuff. Like I think that's way more interesting than just love only. And my characters, my female characters in particular, they're always gonna win. Like, they're always going to be the prize. They're always going to be the center of attention. They're always going to be the ones that get what they want because it's main character energy. And it's like, I live main character energy. When I walk into a room, people notice me. I walk into a room for the first time, and people know who I am. They know me by name, and they know me based on my character and my values. I've been in rooms where I've had people not treat me so well, but then there's always going to be somebody in the room that will treat me right. You know what I mean? It's like I live main character energy. So for me, it's like really important that I create stuff that is based on my lived experience too. Not a lot of people get to live the kind of life that I do. And I'm like really grateful that I live the life that I do. You know what I mean? Because I worked hard to get here. Like I worked hard to put myself in environments where I probably wouldn't have been otherwise if I didn't take a chance on myself. And I do so because I know it's going to benefit me down the line. Like it's going to benefit like the future kids that I have. It's going to benefit the line of relationships that I'm in. It's going to benefit the type of significant others that I have, the kind of men that I date. It's gonna impact all those things. And it's like I'm not gonna wait on somebody to come and be like, "Oh, you should join this," because nobody's gonna do that. Like I waited on people like that. That was my story, where I waited on people to tell me what to do, to give me opportunities. It never came. It never came. It never came. So I learned really quickly. I got real wise, and I was like, you know what? If people don't want to respect me, I'm gonna respect myself, and I'm gonna get out of these spaces and places that I don't need to be in. And like, spoiler or not spoiler, I guess I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't like bad mouthing people, but like I used to be a part of different political stuff, um, and it was not great. It sucked. These people did not treat me right, and they did not offer me the sort of support that I needed at the time. And to them, I was like, "Ew, look, we don't want her, so like, we just get rid of her," kind of thing. And they did, and it was like something where I'm just like, okay, I can totally use it to my advantage. What did I learn? Um, how do I know how to like navigate these rooms better now? And how do I make sure that this never happens again? Because I'm always going to put myself first, like 100%. I'll never, ever allow what I went through to happen again. And really, just in those kind of environments, people act like they're your friends because they want something from you. But these people didn't even have anything. Like they were all broke. Like these are the type of people that pretended to be rich, pretended to have money, pretended to do amazing things, and they didn't even have money. And when people tell you not to ask them for money, it tells you two things. One, they don't have it like that, so they ain't got it like that to begin with. What they're basically telling you is that they're broke and they don't have anything to give you. And two, um, if they did have it, they wouldn't give it to you. And that's crazy to me because I've always felt like even when I had nothing, I've always invested in people that invest into me, not necessarily financially, because I don't invest in men financially, but I've always been the type of woman that wants to offer investment into different things. And so, like, when I see that a community or a group can benefit from my influence, I'll use it. Like, why not? It's like I made that influence happen for me. Like nobody, even the groups that I was a part of, none of these people can come back and be like, "Oh, you owe us this." They don't. I don't owe you nothing, but then I can't even. You can't even say that I owe you anything. And it's that kind of stuff that matters to me because it's like you deal with these situations in life, but you don't let those things define you. You just go find somebody else who's got it like that and can like invest into you and wants you around. You know what I mean? Like you just go find somebody else that's got it like that. And now I finally found a group that's got it like that. And it like I can tell you like the night and day difference of being in a room with people that's got it like that and wants you to get it like that is just amazing. Like I can't like explain it any other way other than like it feels great to be in spaces where people want you around and will invest into you and see you as somebody, you know, it's the wrong brush, and see you as somebody that they they want to invest into. And I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. And part of me when I was like a little more, I don't want to say naive, but I think I was just more trusting. I'm not as trusting anymore. I'm very much like closed in, you know, creating new kind of things with others. But like when I was more trusting, I would be like, oh, okay, this is my mentor. And it's like, I realized being in this new group, people have to earn the right to be called a mentor. You can't pick that. It has to be something that the person wants to be. And a lot of the time, it has nothing to do with you necessarily. And it has more to do with like the person. Like if that person can't see you as a mentee, then you're just not the one. But it has to be something that like he or she wants as well. And I was just so wanting to not be where I was at. Like I didn't even care who was gonna be a mentor, why, how. I just wanted to like learn as much as I can. And so I learned, I manifested being in the right environment, being with the right people, online in particular, and just what's the word I want to say? I've just understood that when I want something like that, it has to be a mutual thing. And I can't just say it like so like the other person has to want it too. And that's something I've learned in like a lot of areas of my life, but more in professional settings. Um, that's been like a huge thing for me to learn and be okay with that. I think in the past I definitely felt silly, but I've also like um come to understand that it's okay to feel a little silly like that because this is normal and it's a part of life. And what matters is that you don't um how this is right. You don't allow that to like define like your next step. Like you have to be bigger than that and like be okay with that kind of rejection because it's really going to just allow you to put yourself in the right spaces. And if you're wasting time with a bunch of losers who can't do anything for you and you can't benefit, and what's the point? Like, why are you wasting your time? Like, if you can't benefit, what's the point? You know what I mean? And I get a lot, and sometimes like I get pushback from my own family, and they're like, "Oh, that's not the right mentality." It's like it sure is the right mentality because the other way didn't work for me. Being a doormat, being a people pleaser, and being a kind of woman that people who ain't got it like that feel like they can just do whatever, push around or something. It did not work for me. So why would I be stupid and think like another way would work for me? It's not. Let me make sure I have the right wheel here. So this one, this one, this one, this one. Why would I think otherwise? And so I advocate for women that want the soft life. You got to go to the right people that can give you that soft life because otherwise will not you'll be wasting your time on people that don't got it like that and trying to think that you could people please your way and people that don't got it like that when they really don't care. Like they will still use you, but you're not going to get any benefit from it. You're not going to get the soft life that you want from people that don't got it like that. And especially if men are telling you they don't got it like that. Just leave them alone. Okay. They don't got it like that. They can't help you. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They don't got it like that. And I've had this like in professional, in personal. These people will give you false hope and tell you that they got it like that. And then you realize they ain't got it like that. And then it's just like, they ain't got it like that. This is like a hand design. I always played around with her designs. I have an art friend and she has like these beautiful tattoos on her body. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so I wanted to give them all their Mami Wata forms, these kind of tattoos that they have, but it's more like henna type of thing. She knows who she is, though. She knows who she is. Um, so yeah. That's why I write what I write. Because I just base it off of my own life, honestly. I get into so much shit, you guys. Like now I don't. I used to. I used to get into a lot of shit. Not bad shit, not like drugs or anything. But like I used to get into a lot of like I've tried so hard to get into political spaces for like, professional spaces, and it never worked out for me. But when I started changing my idea of like what kind of lifestyle I wanted, everything started to shift for me. And I've just had a lot easier time. I don't know how to explain it. When you put yourself in environments of people that got it like that, your whole life changes. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried so hard to get in politics, and I just realized, first of all, I don't think I'm cut out for politics. Secondly, I don't think politics and me would work out. I'd rather put my money in investments and into people, into businesses, and into projects, and into making stuff as opposed to politics. It's just, I tried it. It didn't work out for me. And again, and people are poor or broke. And again, listen, I'm not knocking people on different income brackets. What I'm talking about is people that pretend that they have something when they have nothing and use that to lure people into their organizations or programs to try to like level with you and to make themselves seem bigger. That's what I'm talking about. Because I've started out at different places too, with different budgets, with different everything. So I'll never sit here and say, oh, ew, why are you broke? To a man, I'll say, ew, why are you broke getting the job? To a woman, I'd be like, girl, there's somebody wasting money online. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you choosing to be like in this situation? But to that man, I'd tell him like, go get another job. Get your money up. I tell women get your money up too. I mean, go get your money up. Go get that extra job. Go do the stuff that you don't really want to do. Find what works for you. Find the stuff that you like to do. So even when you have challenges or inconveniences or stress, you can still get through it and you'll still survive. That's my thought process on it. The blue or the I wanted to pull up the other image here. So I've learned like a lot in my time of um in my time. In my time. Yeah, that's much better. This one I think I want to look right. Yeah, that's better. Because it's gonna look different anyway. And then it will lie to your face also. Like that's another reason why I like writing Masala dramas. It's like I get of course everything's fictional and nothing's based on real life, but some things in life you have to hear it to believe it. And I've heard men, grown, able-bodied men, 20 to 30 years older than me, say the weirdest shit, lie to my face, and say something else to somebody else in the same breath. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. So of course I write that in how I draw and write the men characters. And if you noticed, a lot of my male characters as love interests and friends are old. Yes, I think that that's more realistic to life, to my life anyway, to my lifestyle, and to the type of men that I've interacted with. That the older they are, and if they like you enough, like you way more than you like them, in professional settings, not just dating and romance, they have to like you. They will do shit for you without even having the ask. You just say, "Oh, I have this problem," and they'll do it because they like you enough. If you like a guy more, that's a problem. You should never like a man more. Whether he's gay or straight, it don't matter. If he don't like you enough to do something for you, he ain't gonna do nothing for you. That I've learned. I bet, especially through LinkedIn. I was this is a chill, a color and chill. I've had men thirsty in my DMs. I've had miscommunications in my DMs, and either it's due to being neurodivergent or because I was coming out of my pick me era. I did not understand what people were saying, what men were saying, so I got really confused. And it took a long time for me to level up, work on myself, figure out my soft life. So now it's like, even if a man is flirting with me, I don't care too much because if it's not benefiting me, then like I don't care. I mean, like ChatGPT can give me compliments. I don't need empty words. Men like to talk. They're huge talkers. They like to say shit because they like to talk shit. Because all they're trying to do is talk. The type of men I deal with, they put the money where the mouth is first, and then they talk. So that's important to me. They all like to talk. Jesus, I like to talk. But you have to figure out a way that when they talk, it's about something that you know is going to be useful information for you. It's going to be useful for you and what you want to do. Because otherwise, they're wasting your time. Believe me, they will waste your time with a smile. I'm going to go back to this library. I'm going to go back to the gouache and go cumulus and then start laying in some of the shades here. And another reason I like to write these kind of masala dramas is I grew up with it. I grew up reading, watching this stuff with like family, and that was like our movie night was, what's the newest Shah Rukh Khan movie? Or like, let's watch the newest Shah Rukh Khan movie. Like that was like, that was my family time. So in a lot of ways, when I write these dramas, I write them to share that kind of aspect with you guys. It's like, oh, let's have a movie night. Like, let's like chill and have a movie night. I don't know. I think it's fun. But basically, what I was saying from the beginning, politics is not for me. And I gave it a good shot. But I learned I am much better suited to creating dramas, to creating art, and being in organizations that value me because they see me as valuable because I value myself. And so they treat me accordingly. And if they don't, then I leave because I'm not in a position of sitting around and waiting for grown, able bodied men and grown women to get their shit together. Like at a certain point in your life, like you kind of just realize, like, if you don't, like, who will? Oh. And so I just really focus on myself now and what I want. And then things start to work themselves out. I used to get real stressed about this kind of stuff because I just wasn't sure how to get myself into those environments. Like I was like really wanting to get into spaces, and I think being pick me really didn't help either. Definitely didn't help. But only when I stopped and decided to like focus on me and what I wanted, then things started to kind of make sense. That looks good. I'm gonna do a little bit of shade. I'm gonna use another layer, and I'm gonna put the shading on her. I think she looks great. I'm also gonna do little details on her hair, and then I'm also, I don't think I can change the line art too much, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna probably do is just do like a decent, I think a color dodge would be the layer. Yeah, I'm gonna use color dodge, and I'm gonna go back in and try to put a little bit more highlight in the areas that I think need a little bit more pizzazz. Like on her ear and on the bottom of her eyes. And right here. And right here. Oh, my lights. And right here. Oh. So yeah, I've tried a lot of things in my life. And every time I've gone back to art, to writing, to creativity, it is where I've felt the safest because that's the kind of lifestyle that I want. Or I can, be more of myself and not have to pretend and empty promises for people and all this stuff. Like, there's a time and place for false hope, for empty promises. But I feel like that every day it gets kind of old real quick. I want a lifestyle where I don't have to do that. I want a lifestyle that allows me to create and live a soft life. And when I live my soft life, I can do so much more. Let's try to get some green in here. I think this might work. The other thing that I've learned from my making Masala dramas is there's so many types of women out there. It's really helped me to appreciate different types of women. And women are just so beautiful and so strong and so amazing, and we just deserve everything because we create life, you know. And it's like if we just learn how to make better choices and who we create life with, then we wouldn't struggle as much. We wouldn't be in working 50 jobs. We would have more time to ourselves, and we could be more feminine. And I think that's important. It's important to realize that you have those kind of options and to realize that just because a man, you know, likes how you dress and gives you a wink means nothing. Maybe he's got an eye problem. Who knows? You know what I mean? None of that stuff fazes me. And I don't. It's like now I know, women are so powerful in relationships. We, you can literally marry a guy for his money, make his money our money, multiply the money that we have, save it, invest it, open a business, you know, travel, do whatever you want. But if you're out here marrying guys that can't give you anything or don't like you enough to give you anything, then you're in a bad situation. Like, And so I make the kind of dramas that I do because like I've lived it, or I know women that are like that, or have close, connections with people that live like that or have lived like that. And it sucks. Like our worth is priceless. We have a price on everything that we do as women. Everything. So why aren't we treating ourselves like we're priceless? That we deserve it all. What do we do? I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. Um I'm very clear on how I write these characters and the kind of environments that they're in and how they flip the script and how they get what they want. Because as Auntie Shira says, we live in an unfair world. Don't play fair, unfair world. We won't catch you doing that kind of nonsense. Won't catch you doing that kind of nonsense at all. Could not be me. I'd rather go on, 100 dates, 100 different guys, and eliminate, and, pick the right ones to date and go from there, than sit here and settle for a broke man that wants me to be his second mom, eats my food, does nothing for me, and expects me to have his children. You're out of your mind. Out of your mind if you think that's gonna happen. No, sir. No, ma'am. So, and it's fun because it's like when you act like this, you have audacity. People will always have audacity with you to tell you like stupid shit. To pardon my language, I am a lady, but I also a lady. That's weird. So deal with it. Um, people have the audacity to tell you stuff, to lie to your face, to do all these like crazy things, right? And it's like when you have the audacity to treat yourself like the prize and the priceless woman that you are, people will never admit it. They will never say, "Oh, well, you inspired me." They're never gonna say that, but you know that you're the one that did. You're the one that did. Because before you entered through and your presence walked in there, you made them realize that they have options, and they didn't have to deal with the same crap that they dealt with before you walked in. You made them feel something like, oh man, I got choices in life, and I should choose something different. Okay, let's get to her roses in her hair. Let's see what I did for that. Okay. No, that's not the right one. I need a do I need a multiply layer? Oops. Or I need let's see. No. It's better. Yeah. I have way more audacity. I don't deal with people's issues anymore. I don't make other people's problems my problem anymore. And I just don't care. I literally don't care. Like, and people know now, even with the work, people know not to tell me to do something because either I just will tell somebody else to do it, or I just won't. I'm not the person to ask to do 50 things at once. So it's like putting those boundaries down. And I used to be so bad at that. And now it's like people know when I'm a substitute, they know. Well, she's not the one asked to do this. She's gonna do these couple things and that's it. And we shouldn't ask her to do anything else. That's how it should be. I get paid the same amount whether I stand there all day or not. Whether I do a stellar job or I do an okay job. Honestly. Anyone trying to make you do more stuff than literally you need to needs a reality check. Because most people are weak. Most women are weak. They're weak in body language. They're weak in boundaries. They're weak in how to talk. Like, I don't care. What do I care about the losers liking or not? What do I care? I don't. It means nothing to me. And most people you're around are probably losers anyway. So what does it matter if they like you or not? That's what I've learned to understand about myself now. It's like, what do I care if a bunch of losers don't like me? People that can't benefit me, even like to learn something from. That's a benefit to learn something from another person. If they can't, then why do I care? And the question is, I do not. I do not. Let's get that key. Alpine. Aha! This one. This is what I like the most. This is the one I like the most. Okay. I love roses. In Oregon, we have something called a rose garden, international rose garden, actually. And so I love visiting there in the spring and summer and just taking photos of like the owl and all the birds and stuff. And so this is why I base a lot of this off of Oregon because there's so much beauty here. Different types of people live here too. It's not what it used to be. It's so different what it used to be. It's right here. Let's get some of this one here. I'm actually going to use this other brush. I'm going to use this luminescent one, and I'm going to use this light brush, and I'm going to start coloring these pearls in. I think I'm going to have to go with the different. Yep, that's the one. I might use a blue color though, because I think blue would look better than straight up whatever color I have going on here. It's a bit too, maybe more purpley. More purpley, less red. That's a little better, I guess. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. So yeah, this year has been my boundary setting year. I am not the one, so you can't bully me year. And my mental health has improved so much because of that. Like, being a teacher is hard. It's emotionally draining, it's mentally draining, it's physically draining. And I'm just grateful that I have work, but I'm not stuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tool to get me out of my, this wealth level I'm in, Move on to the next. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I've always mentioned different finance books in both my channels. But in different communities that I'm in, I talk about like finance and wealth and everything. And so if you're ever interested in learning more about that, I can share more when I feel like it's useful. But yeah, crazy. Let's see if I can get some fin action in here. See if I get some. I'm gonna add a little bit of this color, but I'm gonna mute it just a bit because I feel like it's too. I don't know. Oh, look at these like drawn shells. It's really just me yapping and drawing. Like I'm not teaching you anything necessarily. I mean, I'm always gonna be teaching you guys something. I'm always gonna be teaching you like why I write my dramas and what I would hope that you get out of my dramas. But with this yap, I would like you to walk away with learning how to stand up for yourself. Learn how to stand up for yourself. Don't take advantage of. And to just realize learning where you fit in shouldn't be painful. It should be something where you don't take people at face value and mostly are going to lie to your face and they're going to be unreliable. But you should still get something out of it and you should still learn something, still benefit you no matter what. And not everybody shares my thought process on that, and I don't care. You do like in movies where you have like a villain arc, like you could skip that whole part in real life and just like use that out of energy that you would take. Like nobody cares about revenge, right? Like just focus on like getting a lifestyle that you want and putting all your energy in getting that lifestyle. And that's like the best. That's the best way to use your time. Because if you do all of that, you're gonna get it. If you put all that energy into being like, oh, I'm so angry. This person wronged me. This person, people are so crooked or whatever. It's like, okay, and like, how can you, accept what happened, become smart, and not get got again, so that you become the one that's smart and not the other way around. Because once you start sticking up for yourself, people don't want to mess with you. They really don't. They realize that you can't be taken advantage of, so they won't even try. It is the most interesting thing. It is the most interesting thing. And it's great because it's like that's reality. Like in real life, people will use you and they will not care. But if you learn how to be smart and stand up for yourself and not take people's shit, then they can try all they want, but they're gonna fail. I didn't like come from a home like where it's like, oh, you know, stand up for yourself. And like I came from home where it's like, God will reward you if you sacrifice and put up with bullshit and you um you know deal with stuff, then God will reward you. And I never agreed with that kind of nonsense. Like ever. Ever, ever, ever. Let's see if I can get rid of some of these lines. I would like to see if I could add just a little more warmth under her skin. I know she's like supposed to be like she's in the ocean. And I want this to look more like skin tone. Oh wait, I have the wrong colors on. Whoops. Light. Yeah, the light brush I think works better for a lot of what I'm wanting to do. I just need it to be a different color. And maybe I need it on a different setting also. So I can do it here. There's better. Yeah. I love this. I think she looks great. A little bit of gold on her. I think it looks really pretty, and it like really probably hear my cat in the background. He is fine. He just wants a little attention. Try to get a couple more flares of light here. And then I think what I'm going to try to do with her tail, I don't know the right blending technique, so I might do this off camera. But I want to add another element to her tail so that it feels more, I don't know, wet. I don't know the right way to describe it. And clearly this background is wrong. It needs to be something more anymore. Anyway, that's kind of it for right now. Obviously, there's way more I can do with this. And I will definitely do a bit more as I see fit. But that's all I want to do tonight. Let me see here. Cool. I do want to make sure that this part of her chest is the lightest part and not the darkest part. I don't know why it's showing up like this. I know I can go like underneath, I guess, and like add this weird textury stuff, but I don't really know how to do that. I would rather use either this kind of like the scaly brush, but it's too big, or some other kind of brush that can get me that kind of look. I think it's the glimmer one that I want for her skin. Yeah, something like that. Let's see if I can grab a color that works. You know, kind of give her like this ethereal glow on her skin. I think it looks nice. I think it adds some kind of interest that may be missing otherwise. And then obviously under her tail, do a little bit of that as well. Yeah, looks good. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. This is what it looks like so far. There's still so much more I want to do and make it look amazing. But that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to just show what it looks like right now. Definitely going to take a screenshot of it so that I can share online. Whoops. Okay, great. Well, that's all for tonight. I got pretty far with it. I felt way more confident in my coloring, like my rendering. It's not perfect, and there's a couple other techniques that I want to learn. But for all intents and purposes, she looks good. She looks good. She looks done. And if you did want to color along, this is the coloring page that I just colored, and it's free in Nakia Shade and Solid Drama. You can grab it from there for free on my school community. On the school platform, it's called Nakia Shade and Solid Dramas. Other than that, I'm kind of done for tonight. And I'll be back on again this week to share more about like why I write Masala dramas, another color and chill, and just to talk with you all a bit more about like my dramas coming up and everything. 2 more episodes left in season 1, so I hope you all are hyped for that. I'm looking forward to it. Excuse me. Looking forward to voicing and drawing and acting, all the cool stuff that I really enjoy doing with these sort of dramas. And where else can you find me? You have on YouTube, on school, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitch, and if you're like a program manager or a like a contracting officer and you want to get in touch with me for like the kind of stuff that I do, you can reach out to me at my email, which should be in whatever website you're on. It should be there. info@brownstudios.com. And I am relaunching a new website so that all my brands or packets are just really nice. So please look out for that. If you're a brand or want PR representation or affiliates and you want to reach out to me, I only do paid stuff. Do not reach out to me for free stuff. I will not do free stuff. I don't do free things. You either have affiliates or you have like referrals, or like I'm being paid to promote or I get free stuff and being paid to promote. That's the only kind of stuff I do. I don't do free stuff. So I will ignore your message if you're trying to send me free stuff. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I'm really glad I got a chance to work on this coloring page for technically the end of November. So please look out for the December one. And other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next stream, and the next episode of Song of Wata will be out when it comes out. It needs a little more time to get done, but it will be out soon. All right, thanks so much. Talk to you soon.